good evening, and good morning to everyone who has joined us here tonight, who will be listening to this replay. My name is Barbara, and tonight my co-host Erica and I have the pleasure of speaking with two fellow business owners who are very successful in the online space. They have volunteered their time here tonight, and tonight we have Anna, who hails from the beautiful island of St. Vincent, and Atoya, who is a fellow Jamaican. They both lives in Canada. Ladies, it's a pleasure having you here tonight, and thank you for volunteering your time.
Thank you for having
Erica?
us.
I'm so
Well,
excited.
awesome, awesome. Well, a pleasant good evening or good morning. I'm not sure what time you're listening to this, but it is a pleasure this evening to be here with again these wonderful ladies and my co-host Barbara. And of course, we have Anna and Atoya. They were introduced earlier on, and they are just killing it in the online space with their wonderful business, and we welcome them this evening, as well as we welcome everyone as we share together some strategies of how to build the successful online business and some of the strategies that they've used over the time since they've had their business. So, ladies, welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thank you.
Awesome,
Thank
awesome.
you.
So, as I said, my name is Barbara. I'm a wife. I'm a mother of four, grandmother of five. I used to be a realtor and a nursing assistant. I'm now a full-time digital business owner. So, as as Eric and I introduce you to these two beautiful ladies, they will just tell you about themselves, and they will just open up and let you see that working in the online space is where it's at. So I don't know who wants to go first. Anna, Atoya, you pick between yourself, or should I choose
Ooh,
somebody?
the pressure, the A's. I mean, come on. Come on. Atoya, would you like to go first? I don't
Oh
know.
dear. Sure. So hi guys. I am Atoya. My name is Atoya Hamilton, and as Barbara mentioned, I hail from the beautiful island of Jamaica. I am residing here now in Canada with my family. I am a mom of a teen and a toddler.
Wow.
I am a wife and I am a professional as well. I'm a finance professional and I am also an online business owner. Just loving, loving, loving. And unlike Barbara, I have not yet made the transition to full time, but I am so working on it and seems in my near future. So, Anna, what about yourself?
Hey everyone, I'm excited. I mean, I have a sweet, sweet island. I feel like we got three amazing ladies from Jamaica, so I had to mix it up and
That's
bring the
right.
Vinci, the sweet Vinci, first of all. But I am Anna. Hi, I'm a mom, wife, banking, and educational professional. So we got kind of finance professionals at the bottom here and some healthcare at the top.
Yes,
So
it
it's
is.
funny
Yeah.
how that one kind of worked itself out. And I am a toddler mom as well, like a Toya here. So that's a little bit about me, of course.
Okay. My co-host.
All
So,
right. Great hearing from you, ladies. And we have the money ladies here and the healthcare ladies here. And guess what? We're all now money ladies because we're in this wonderful and great business.
mhm.
And of course, I'm Erica. I'm a healthcare professional, healthcare provider. I am a nurse practitioner. I am also from Jamaica and I live here in the United States. And, I came to this country with my young family several years ago. My babies are big now. I mean, my daughter graduates next Friday, and that's my baby.
Awesome.
Yes, and my son, he finishes his master's degree in another 3 months, 3 or 4 months. And, so I pretty much, they're grown up now, but and so it gives me too some time to spend on this wonderful business. So I've been in healthcare all my life, pretty much. I started out as an RN in Jamaica, came here, went back to school, earned 3 degrees from bachelor's degree to a doctoral degree, and
Oh,
yes, but guess what? With In spite of all that, they tell us that the way to go is to go to school, get an education, and you should do well. But I found out that that is not necessarily so. Sometimes that just still can't meet your needs. And so I went into this online business, and I won't go full time out like Barbara because I love both areas. I love what I do as I practice medicine, and I love what I do as a digital entrepreneur. And so, I'm just going with this business and seeing where it takes me. And I'm seeing great strides and moving up in the business. And I mean, the sky's the limit with this business. But I let Barbara talk some
all
more.
right. That was a mouthful. You see, guys,
Yes.
professionals. And we are
Absolutely.
still working in the online space. We pay our bills online. I went to the doctor last week with my daughters, and I was sitting in the car, and they said I should pull the farm outside. So everything is going online. So why not work online? But guess what? This
Absolutely.
evening is not about me and my co-host Erica. It's about Anna and Atoya. So I'm gonna open the floor, and Anna, it's
All
yours.
right.
Just go ahead and share your story. Your reason for being here. Just lay it out right there.
Absolutely. I'm excited. Well, you know what? You already mentioned it right there, Barbara. I mean, we are already doing stuff and we knew what has happened over these past few years. I mean, people who are not making those moves, you saw that, they kind of either they're non-existent now or they had to learn. They
Mhm.
learned the hard way. That's how to make those moves. So I wasn't shying away, so to speak, with that, to be honest with you. And Erica, definitely kudos to you. All right, you gotta have all those degrees in there. Okay, and you know what? In the Caribbean, that's a traditional, right? Guess what? The only way, and there's nothing to against education. Put that disclaimer here. No one is saying no to education here. But we're also making sure that explore your options, and that's what I decided to do because you're constantly upgrading when you move up here. I mean, I'm in Canada, Ontario to be specific, and you're constantly upgrading. But for me, I came to that point in my life when I said to myself, I'm doing 3 to 4 roles. I am doing sometimes in 2 cities, 3 cities in one day, and sometimes 11-hour shifts. And I'm constantly thinking to myself at that time, how exactly, can I add more to my plate? It's always at back of your mind. Okay, can I add more? Can I add more? Oh, you want to do, overtime here? You want to pick up here, pick up there? And my commute was like over 2 hours, to go from one city to the next in one day. And I was also studying at that time. So it was, I mean, saying it was a lot. And it took, I think it was a coworker at one of my workplaces who was kind of like, wow, you're actually spending like 24 hours a week pretty much commuting. And I was like, what are you talking about? Right? You just dismiss it because you're like, I ain't studying you right now. But then when you sit and think about it, that's a whole day. That's a whole day in your life that you're not spending it how you chose. Right. And lo and behold, with motherhood, it changes something for you even more. I mean, I've always had a whole family of hard workers. So it's, I'm not shying away from the hard work, but realizing that there must be a different option. There must be better options where you can have that flexibility. Because you know what, as like I said, let me just dial it back a bit. When it was that period over the past few years, right, that was happening, and everyone's online, it's moving. And I had some great supervisors at the time, and I knew they're going to work hard to make sure I can have that remoteness. But then I'm like, how remote is remote, right? Because sometimes you still have to go within the specific set time. I can't be there for my little one. You're still in the postpartum blues, love, everything, right? You're just, and I mean, of course, not as many parents or mothers are able to have that time to take that break as we do in Canada, for sure, right? But it was necessary for me to say, you know what, I want to have even more flexibility. I want to know to have always have something going on the side. And that's how I grew up. I grew up knowing that having something on the side is a must. Whatever little thing you're doing, right? You have something on the side. But when I understood that this business checked everything else for me, but on top of that had multiple sources with one business, it was a no-brainer. I'm here. I explored information. I had to get it, and I'm like, let me know now. And of course, within no time, here I am, right? But I mean, maybe someone else can resonate as well, because I feel like when you, especially immigrants, you move overseas and you're saying to yourself, is that all, right? Is that all? You're just doing this cycle of it. No matter how accomplished sometimes you feel, it's either if you're accomplished higher, you are not necessarily being able to get the time with your loved ones or for whatever you enjoy. And if you don't aspire as great as you wish to, you're definitely still in the financial. It's like this has never balanced, right? And in this business is what I knew and what I've seen and what I'm celebrating, especially surrounded by beautiful persons. That's exactly what can be done. So that's a long pan story about what about my journey. Over to you, Atoya.
Well,
Awesome,
I'm
Anna.
here listening to you, Anna, and like so many pieces of your story sort of resonates with me as well because we're immigrants, we know the hard work, and that's what we're dedicated, we're committed, we're getting it done, and we're wearing all the hats, especially as moms, we're wearing all the hats, and we're, just doing. I recently just came to Canada, 5 years ago, and came here back home. Let me just take it from there. Like back home, the one job was all I could do. Like my job was so all encompassing that I could only do one because I would be working 11, 12, 16 hours in the day sometimes, right? I'll be at work and we're just watching the clock to see when it changed into another day because then we have to do another task. And then that is really how my why originated. So I was at work one night when I should be at home, with my family. And mind you, my job is supposed to be a 9 to 5 job.
Mhm.
So hence my struggle. And my son then, he was about 7 years old then. He called me and he said, Mom, I'm just calling to tell you good night and that I love you. Right? Here I was at work and instantly the floodgates of my eyes just burst open because I am not there in the moment that he needed his mom, right?
Mhm.
And that was my reality check. What are you doing? You should be home, doing the bedtime story, doing, the kid stuff, having fun, reading the story, playing, pillow fight, whatever. And I was at work working. And that was when I realized like this could not be how my life is going to be. And I thought now is the time I need to start getting things together and figure an alternative. For me, online was never a thought, ironically, because I am not a social media person. I am not an out there person. I've never been that kind of a. I had a social media account at the time, but I hardly ever posted. I hardly ever went on there. So I would have never seen an ad to say, here's an online business opportunity. The irony is, and I believe that the Lord knows exactly what you need because
Mhm.
I was speaking to a friend and she told me of her friend who was doing this business and she was raving on and on about her friend. I'm like, you're not even in this business and you're celebrating your friend this way. So she's like, okay, you need to talk to her because like she was in a similar situation like you and she wanted the freedom to be there with her growing children. And this is what's working for her. And she's like, oh my God, she just recently paid on a house and she told me it was all from this business. I'm like, what are you talking about? And I got introduced to the friend and who became my mentor eventually because when she told me about the business and I did my research, I was like, oh my God, where have you been all my life? Right? So I did my due diligence. I researched, I watched the webinar, which they, is offered free. And that was where my life took a turn and has been, just going on an upward trajectory since then. So, I mean, it is an opportunity for hardworking persons like us who really need that additional time to just spend. I mentioned I'm a mom of a teen and a toddler. So imagine the two extremes, right? And I need to be the two moms to the two of them, right? So I need that time. And I find that this business opportunity has been offering me that flexibility to do to do that and to be there. So yeah, I am the only, sort of downsides for me is I never got introduced earlier where I could have been, have been escalated farther, in the business. But it is has been an amazing journey, and being someone who is, not technically sound or didn't have a social media presence, to here I am on an interview on social media. Like, the tools
That's
that
right.
the business provides has I have seen tremendous growth in myself just by plugging into this system and utilizing all that it affords. So I am so loving it. I could go on and on, but let me just let me just stop here, right?
I know,
Awesome,
right?
awesome, awesome.
Wow. Look at those
One thing that
points.
dr- one thing
Hmm.
that jumped out for me, both of your story, is that both of you were looking for time. Anna was traveling like what, 24 hours?
Per week. Yeah.
That's a
Wow.
lot of traveling.
Wow.
That's a lot of traveling. And for you, Atoya, what you said about your son, that resonates with me because I'm a nursing assistant. I'm also a realtor. And just imagine, I do real estate in the morning, and at night I goes to sleep over with my client.
Somebody else.
No time for my kids. No time. No, I have all this time. I travel to Jamaica so often, sometimes 5 times per year, just because I am allowed to make my time to set my own schedule. So I'm so happy for you guys that realize that that was not cutting it. Yes, we need our 9 to 5, but at times you have to sit back and realize, something has to change, and it has to change now.
Amen. And
Absolutely.
oh, as you said, Barbara, that just awesome. I mean, as I listened to the two ladies, and as you spoke about the time, and I listened to them, and I saw that they had a common thread there with the flexibility and the time, as you said, that they need. And that's one of the beauties about this business, in that you do it on your own time, at
Yeah.
your own pace. You can do it in your bedroom, in your bathroom, on the beach in Jamaica. I was on vacation. The business was just working. While you're asleep, that business is working. And that's the way this system is set up. And if we just plug into this is what, and I know with most of us as immigrants, we come here and we work so hard. We're working 2, 3 jobs just to make ends meet. But this is a business that we can do at our own pace. You if you want to stay with what you have, your main job, you can stay with that. You come in the evenings, and then you spend a 2 hour there, you spend an hour there. The next day you may not have the time, but the business is still working.
Yeah.
Another day you have more time, you're throwing that into the business. And that's just one of the beauties about this business.
And
um
another thing too, Erica, just on that
mhm,
time flexibility,
mhm,
if life happens and you
Mm.
have to take a break,
Mhm.
you can take a break and you
Mhm.
can pick back up. Because when I had my toddler, my last child now, for the after I gave birth, I had a rough recovery, and I had to take a break. But then I jumped right back in and just picked up, and it was almost like I never left. Like, can you do that with your job? Some jobs you have to start again. You go down a notch, or you get transferred for whatever reason, and you have to almost like start again. So yeah, I for that flexibility, it's absolutely amazing.
And
yeah,
and the, and the, and the and the good things for you at the time is that the training is video based, so you will not miss anything. You just have to,
Hmm.
get ready and say, it's time for me to come back.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and the other thing that I love about this business, Anna, is that you cannot pass your job down to a family member, but this business you can give to any family members you choose.
Yeah.
Isn't that awesome?
Legacy.
it is. And they
Absolutely.
don't even have to start again from scratch. They're starting right from where you left off, and they continue, with that business. And I also hear, coming out of these great ladies, is the fact that you don't have to be computer savvy. You don't have to know all about social media. The training is there. The training is simple, and it's amazing how you evolve. And I can attest to that too. That was just not really me. I mean, you go on Facebook and you do your little stuff here and there, but then with this great training that we have, it's amazing. I mean, I can now go run, like I co-pastor as well. So I wear a few hats. I'm also a pastor of my church. And I mean, I can now go in and run some of the media stuff for my church. I can advertise my church, that kind of thing. So it's amazing, the growth, and the people especially that you meet. And we meet people from all over the world in
Yeah.
this business, and of course also the support system that
Mhm.
we get. We're like one big international family, and I just love that too about this business.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's so true. I mean, you guys mentioned some great points. And I mean, the aspect, especially as parents, returning to the workforce, sometimes, especially for women, right? And that's like, we could go back way in time of how that kind of roll out. But you know what you know. And you don't know. Are you getting back your same role? Are you losing? And one big thing for me is that I had a moment where you mentioned you had that tears running when they needed, but my little one needed me, had all these appointments, and I could just be still. And you know what? I had to be. And in the moment when I started this business, I was in a heavy prayer, heavy prayer. I was like, listen, Lord. And I just had a moment of gratitude because I could just be there and I'm not thinking about the loss of pay. I'm not thinking about the million and one things that I needed to get done. And well, I have to go to next role. I could have just been present with my little one at that time. And I always hold that memory so close, even at the beginning of this business. And you're right, life happens as well, Atoy, as you mentioned. Life happens. Things happen. And it's always amazing that the growth, the personal growth, those interchangeable skills, but also the fact that, you know what? So you're not doing that full 1 hour every day, as Erica's Miss Busy Hats over there, but you know that the business is running, and I mean that amazes me every time. No matter how small, I gotta dance every time. No matter how small, those notifications, everything coming in, I'm like, what, right? And people are like, what are you talking about? Well, because I don't have to be physically present there, and
Mhm.
for some of us who've had very physical roles, it is humbling. And I know those realtor had as well, Barbara. I know you got to put that foot to the metal and you got to stay there. You always have to be, available on call, especially as you grow within that as well. Have so many friends within there. And that's what I love, the diversity as well with, the professions, regardless of your background, as you said, the community, Erica, regardless of, where you are now, which is what I always say, where you are now doesn't determine where you can go because you start where you are, whatever part you are. And I feel that people, especially the social media, let me tell you something. Even now, people are like, oh my gosh, you're on social media? Are you sure, Anna? Like, is that you? And that's what's happening here. But let me tell you something. We don't gatekeep, I always say. And I can't see, fellow persons, regardless whether Caribbean or not, continue their struggle. It's up to you to see the information, right? It's up to you to make your decision. But let me not make assumptions. That's one thing I don't do. Let's not make assumptions because sometimes, we do. That's just human nature. But get the information, take the time out. You can ask the questions in our comments, reach out to us. But you know what? We enjoy coming on these lives, no matter how nervous you can be, going on to the world. Imagine it, right? But it's because we know that. We can't gatekeep. We know that the possibilities are endless. We know that how secure your family can be for this business, then you can't pass on that role. You can already set up your child, in my case, to make sure that even at the stage that they decide to start, if they don't want to start, they're able to still receive some goods, receive that blessings regardless. And that's amazing for me. But I love those skills, those interchangeable skills. Look at you, Erica, social media manager.
I tell you. So as you ladies both spoke there concerning. So I know people get skeptical. In fact, I was skeptical myself when I
Oh,
first
yes.
heard about it, and we know a lot of scams are out there. But it's not everything is a scam. Do your research. Do your own due diligence, as Atoya said earlier on, and check it out. And you know what I love about this business, also the system that we have? It's the transparency. And it's up to you. You check it out. If you feel it is something for you, sure, you can go ahead. If you don't feel it's something for you, you have a choice as
Mhm.
well. We don't push anything at you, but we lay the cards on the table. We show you the system. We show you the evidence of it working in other people's lives, in our lives, and it is up to you. Then you make a decision.
Mhm.
Yes.
Awesome, awesome. What can I
Mm.
say?
Ooh.
That is there. So much was laid out tonight. All right, so I'm gonna ask one question though. I'm gonna ask one question for all of us. What if somebody is listening tonight? What would you tell that person? What are they talking about? How can I join? What would you tell that person?
Well, for me, if you don't mind, or Toya, it's okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. I mean, I always say, as I just mentioned, information is key, right? I mean, Miss Erica, definitely example of education and knowledge is power, utilizing those skills. But what you not want to do is make an assumption. So the first thing I always say to persons is check your mindset because you want to know, first of all, if you think that you can do this, if you think that you can further yourself, if you think that you have the ability, then you can. But if you start thinking to yourself, how am I going to add this to my plate? I got stuff going on, man. What is this? How would I even manage a business? How are you sure of me? I'm shy, so many, I would say, excuses that can come up because you know what? If you sit there long enough, you're going to think about everything under the sun.
Oh, yeah.
Everything. So the first thing I would say is check your mindset. If you think you can, you will. If you think you can't, then and the second thing is gain that knowledge, right? Don't make
Mhm.
assumptions. See for yourself. Like you mentioned, Erica, I appreciate that this is not a pressure zone. It's not a pressure. I mean, you might feel the pressure because you know you where you are in your life is not somewhere that you want to stay. Okay, but on
Mhm.
the other hand, there is no pressure, and I enjoy that. It's really 100%. Your choice. It's your time, uh, and you want to use your time wisely. I mean, where will you want to be the year from now? Next year is knocking away, and you can do it at your pace. People have things going on, many hats, right? You got things. We all have had multiple roles under us, our titles, really. And, we're still able to do this business. So have the questions, right? For me, it's ask the questions, but make sure you gain the information. And the first step, I'm sure one of these ladies are going to tell you.
Yeah, so I agree with you, Anna. Like those are my top two as well. The mindset. The
Mhm.
mindset is absolutely important. There's a quote that says, "If you want it bad enough, you will make a way."
Mhm.
Right? For the persons among, let me not go there, but if you want it bad enough, you will make a way because there are a lot of things that we want in our lives, and if we're desperate, we're gonna find a way to make it work. So the mindset is gonna be absolutely important. And I mentioned get informed. The information is available to you. We do a webinar that talks about what the business model is all about. You hear Erica mentioned earlier, persons are give their testimonials or sharing how this business has worked for them. Just spend some time and get informed. There's nothing to hide, there's nothing to it's just a matter of, do I want it, do I want a change, and am I willing to make the effort to get that change? Because nothing changes, I always love saying this, nothing changes if nothing changes. You would have seen, you started the year, oh, I'm gonna get my exercise in, I'm gonna get my this, and then you do nothing. We're in December now. Time has passed. You've done nothing. Nothing has changed. So you have to, get that mindset fixed. Do you want something different? If you do want something different, what am I going to do about it? And what are the steps that I take? Get the information. We are all in the same business. You see all our websites that are on the screen. Reach out to somebody and figure out, like, okay, let me get what the webinar is saying. Let me listen to it. Invest that time. It's 90 minutes. Invest that time whenever you can. You're going to bed, grab a cup of tea or a hot beverage, whatever, and tune in and hear what it's all about. Then you reach out and you ask the questions. And that's when you'll understand really what we're hyping about. It's a gold, it's a gold mine. A, a system like none other. Like, I've never seen a system, a business model like this one that we're purporting to you tonight, and understand what it's all about. That's really the first step. And with your mindset, with the information, your next step will be, let me do this.
Erica?
Awesome. Awesome. I mean, I'm just listening to these ladies and I'm getting some goosebumps there, because everything they're saying resonates with me, And so, what I would tell anyone, like the other two ladies have said, it was only last night that I was speaking to somebody from my church. We had a little leadership get together, a little social, and we were talking about multiple streams of income. In this day and age, we cannot rely on one stream of income. And so, we come to this country, most of us as Caribbean immigrants, we come from cultures where we know how to work hard. We don't come here to idle. We come to the United States, Canada, the UK, wherever you are in Europe, wherever. And we don't come to idle. We grew up in a culture where hard work, we never felt killed anybody, but whatever we want, we go for it. And like the ladies said, mindset is very important. In this business, the sky is the pretty much the limit because it has so much to offer. And you know what? Even if you start it as a side hustle, I don't even call mine a side hustle. I don't call it a small business. I start small, but this is not a small business. I am growing it to become a big, huge business. Just like you have your brick and mortar out there. This business model offers that opportunity to grow this thing where we see people have even left their 9 to 5 and are doing this business full time because it pays way more than what they're taking on, multiple times more. That's the potential of this business. All you need is the right mindset. And just plug into the tools that we have, and tell you what, you have the tools forever, pretty
Yeah.
much. You can always refer back to your tools and use them. The tools are always being updated, and it's amazing how it transforms your life in different ways, not just monetarily, but it transforms you as an individual, and the
Absolutely.
growth, as Atoya said earlier on. So all you need is to plug into you want something better, you want to build your own empire and stop killing ourselves over people's stuff, then this is the business. Sorry,
Awesome,
maybe I talked a
awesome,
little too much,
awesome.
but I'm
So
passionate.
you're passionate, and that's what I love. Anybody doing this business that is not passionate about it, something is definitely wrong. I remember when I saw my mentor Lisa Marie Samuel's ad. She's right now she's there typing away because she's always supporting. And when I thought it was a scam, and when I paid that introductory fee to just take a look, that is refundable. She didn't pick up, and I was like, this girl not answering me.
MIA.
That's yeah, she's missing in action. I was like, oh my goodness. But then she texts me, she's a teacher, and I didn't know that. And fast forward today, my business has taken a leap and bounds. And at times I'm traveling or whatever, and I had a buyer or have another business partner, and she would text me, Barbara, you want me to onboard? Just like that. That's the community that we are in. That's the community. You can reach out. I have never met you ladies, and it's like I've known you for years. And you know what? I was in Jamaica the other day, was speaking to Erica, and only to know that in Negril, where I have my place, Erica have a piece of lot about 5 minutes from me, and I have
Wow.
never met her. Never.
Oh,
You may see me,
awesome.
Barbara.
That's right.
Yeah, never met her. And we have properties in the same community, like 5 minutes walking from each other.
Mhm.
Never know each other. All right. So I would tell anybody watching now, if you really want a change in your life, you see four ladies here, Anna, myself, Atoya, and Erica. Our life has changed.
Absolutely.
We goes to bed at night and our business are working when we are sleeping.
Yep.
This can also be you. You don't have to be tech savvy. You get a mentor and a coach. I am one of the leaders in the community, and we goes across borders. If you're in on the beach, as Erica said, if you're in India, Australia, New Zealand, Russia, wherever you are, this business for you. If you're an engineer, a doctor, you name it, this business is for you. This is life changing, and that is why we are so excited. We have our websites on screen, whichever one of us you want to connect with. This is your chance to change your life. So the replay will be available on our pages. You can go ahead, watch your replay, and reach out to any one of us you choose. All right. Thank
All
you,
Absolutely.
right.
ladies. I don't know if you have
Thank
anything else you want to
you.
say.
Just shout out those who were, hanging with us live in the comments. I see Maureen, Lisa. Hey, thank you so much for tuning in. And of course, Dudley. So I see
Yes.
the love and I love it. So
Yes.
that's it. Thank you so much for having us, Barbara and Erica.
And thank you guys for
Thank
being
you.
here, and don't be surprised if next year this time I invited you back, because yeah,
Yep,
Thank you
as
so
as
absolutely.
much.
yeah, as you grow, you just come here and share.
Absolutely. And thank you guys for having us. And my last word is make this your day one, guys. Everybody's watching, replay live, whatever, and you have not yet started to change your life. Make this your day one, not one day.
Awesome,
Well,
awesome.
thank you so much, ladies. Thank you, Atoya, and thank you, Anna. Thank you, of course, Barbara, my co-host. Want to thank those who are on social media, Lisa, Marie, Dudley, Maureen, and of course those who will be watching the replay. And again, like Barbara said earlier on, you can check out our website. And as Atoya said, make this your first day, the first day for the rest of your life, and where you begin to build your own empire. And you can check out any one of us website. Mine is www.ericanodis.com. All you simply need to do is to put in your name and your email address on any of us website, and we will get back to you, and we will see you on the other side. Thanks again.
Bye bye.
Bye.